Okay, well, you learned a couple exercises ago about how to figure cost. In the ProStart Management competition, they have a little bit different form than what we used provided by the textbook. As you'll see here on the screen, it's asking a few more questions. The first thing is the ingredient. That's obviously the ingredient that you're using. The purchase unit, and what that means is when you went to the store to buy it or you ordered it through your supplier, how did it come? Did it come like in a 5-pound bag? Did it come in a 24-ounce can? How did you have to purchase it? What size did you have to purchase it? And then how much did that cost? Okay. And then a unit cost. Remember we talked about having a common denominator, and so that would be trying to decide if you wanted in ounces, cups, pounds, grams, whatever that it was, how much you need, and then how much the total cost was. Okay, so for instance, let's just say that we are buying tomatoes, and in the purchase unit, they came in a 5-pound bag, and it cost us $10 to buy those. Okay, that would bring it down to $2 per pound, because if we had 5 pounds at $10, we would divide the 10 by the 5 and come up with $2 per pound. Maybe our recipe calls for 3 pounds. Okay, so if it's $2 per pound and we needed 3 pounds, then our cost for this particular recipe would be $6. Okay, so what you need to make sure that you're doing is getting some kind of a unit cost down so you can use that common denominator again, because oftentimes when you go to purchase things, the amount that you actually need is not necessarily the amount that you're going to buy. Alright, so how you're going to find this, as you pick your recipes, you list all of your different items through here. Maybe you had tomatoes, maybe you had some peppers. Let's just say we're going to make some salsa. So we need some tomatoes, we need some jalapeno peppers, and we need some cilantro. Anyway, whatever it is that you're making, and then you have to go to your invoice and find out what it is that you bought and how much that it cost. Sometimes your invoice will tell you how much it was, sometimes it will not. You may have to actually look at on the package to see how much that it costs on there. And then the purchase cost, how much did it cost us to buy that so we could have it in our kitchen, and then bringing it down into how much it is per pound, how much it is per cup, whatever that it might be. So it makes it easier when you put in how much you need for the whole recipe, that you can figure out that cost. Okay? Once you get all the different ingredients done, then you'll come up with your subtotal down here. Say maybe after you made your salsa it was $7. Okay, there's this right here, the Q factor, that stands for the small amounts of things like salt. So you do not have to figure out how much each little grain of salt costs. There's just this common percentage that we use. So 1% of your subtotal, $7, that we would put down. So our total recipe cost would be $7.07. Okay, maybe this recipe we know makes 12 portions, so if you would divide the 707 by 12, then you come up with your portion cost. How much does it cost to serve each individual person? Okay, once you come up with that, then you're going to figure your menu price. Okay, and again, we're on the ProStart page. Is it your starter? Is it your entree? Is it your dessert? And writing down the recipe title, okay, and then the portion cost. If it's an entree, it might be your how much your meat was, how much your potatoes are, how much your green beans are, and add those all together so you would know how much to charge for that meal on your menu. Okay, and then you'll add the production cost. How much did it cost you to make it? Right here, and then your portion cost is 33% of the food cost, 33% of what it's going to cost for the menu. So you will take your portion cost, let's just do an easy one, say maybe it came out to $10, and you're going to divide $10 by 0.33, and you come out with about $30. Of course, that would be a very expensive dinner. That would be a great restaurant if you're owning that one. But again, that's what you're going to do. This is the average that is figured. Some things are figured a little bit higher. Some things are figured a little bit lower. Sometimes restaurants will take a little bit of a hit on the percentage of cost just to make sure that they could sell some. So some things are maybe priced a little bit higher than 33%. Some are a little bit lower. And that's where you have to kind of decide if you think somebody would actually pay that much for it. Maybe you don't think they would pay $30 for that, but maybe they would pay $24.99. And you take a little bit of a hit on that, but you'll make it up maybe in your drinks or something like that. So that's kind of basically how it is. The hardest part, honestly, is back here. The most tedious part is back here. And getting your ingredients, remembering that the purchase unit is how you had to buy it, what size you had to buy to get it into your establishment, how much did it cost you to buy that, okay, and then getting it down to a unit cost. Remember those common denominators that we used. So it's, you can figure out how much you needed, multiply that times the unit cost to get the ingredient cost for each one. Okay? Don't let it intimidate you. Go back and rewatch this, or if you need to email me and we will go through it together. Okay? All right.